Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media. It's Friday, the 29th of November, 2024. Let's talk about this journalist, Fisayo Shoyombo. Fisayo Shoyombo is an investigative journalist and is well renowned in Nigeria, and I know him personally. I remember speaking to him in 2020 during the NSARS debate because his investigative journalism outfit, Foundation for Investigative Journalism, did a lot of independent investigations on their side. And I do remember vividly talking to Fisayo with regards to how many people they counted as shot at Lekki Tollgate, because we're looking for the count of who was shot. In other words, to get exactly if there was a massacre. He was one of the journalists I actually reached out to at that time, and we spoke very lengthy on WhatsApp. Now, today, Fisayo is with the Nigerian Army. Every time I tell you to advocate for journalists who are going to be persecuted or who already have been persecuted, you don't take it seriously. This is somebody that was doing an active investigation on Nigerian customs. Nigerian customs has long been very, very corrupt, with rules at the border, okay, that they are supposed to be looking at are being broken by the same people who are supposed to be checking out those crimes. The issue with the rice and how a lot of corrupt customs officials are aiding corruption at the border and benefiting from the smugglers. Fisayo was doing an active investigation. Every day, everybody was watching his tweets and his work on FIJ, Foundation for Investigative Journalism. At the end of the day, the Army has a spokesman. Everybody has a spokesman. That's my second degree, PR specialist. If anything happens, the media is supposed to find out through the spokesman for the entity that the news is coming from. The Nigerian Army has a spokesman. Why haven't they told the media that they arrested Fisayo Shoyombo? The Nigerian police did this to me in October of 2017. If you remember my third arrest, they've arrested me 3 times. They've even tried to assassinate me twice. And at the end of the day, that October 17th arrest, they picked me up and did not tell the media. Nobody knew where I was for almost 3 months. Now, through the act of whoever, we found out that Fisayo is with the Nigerian Army at the 6th Infantry Division in Port Harcourt. Why? Why hasn't the Army spoken? For 3 days running. When was he arrested? Arrested for what? All these things need to be told. We are on an international level now. And I've contacted the CPJ in New York and the CPJ in South Africa. CPJ stands for Committee to Protect Journalists, and they've responded to me. Fisayo is one of the best investigative journalists in Nigeria. And at the end of the day, many of us are independent. He's also independent. He has his own platform. Some of us are struggling to get funding all the time, like me. And I'm elderly, about 31 years almost in the profession. Fisayo did a story that I can simply tell you was fantastic and I can attest to, because that story touched me personally. I was in Port Harcourt prison 3 times. An act I saw in Port Harcourt prison, but wasn't able to really speak about until Comrade Phils came to visit me in the prison. He now took that act to Sahara Reporters, who published it. The corruption going on in the prison, how they extort visitors. If you go visit your loved one in the prison, you're going to pay a lot. You're going to pay gate 1, gate 2, gate 3. All these things are going on, and their bosses in the prisons are complicit with it. You saw what they did in the Bobrisky case. Tried to hide the fact that Bobrisky was in prison when he wasn't. And I still know that Bobrisky never went into that prison. He was in an apartment for the 3-4 months that he was supposed to be in prison. Fisayo not only told you an eyewitness thing, he went in there and disguised undercover as an inmate. And that's risky. He went in there as an inmate and he saw all the corruption going on. Don't ask me who helped him get in there. There are people in the system in Nigeria who know corruption is going on, and they'll help journalists to dig out that corruption. Even if it means someone in the prison helped him to become an inmate to get all that information. Nobody cares. The biggest story is that the corruption was going on. I haven't written my book, and I keep saying that, because when I write my book about the prison, I've told my story about Yabo, chapter 1 to 10. But if I write that book, it wouldn't be funny. Some of the stuff I said on TVC alone when I came out of prison, Minister Dambauzu was shocked and took it to Ashimbajo, who asked him to go back to Port Harcourt prison to do a whole big research. They came out and said inmates turn into monsters. Criminals that you go there to change their lives, to rehabilitate, become monsters when they leave. Fisayo did an in-depth thing on the prison. He pinned it on the street for years. It's probably still there now. And now it's about rice, corruption, and everything. You ban rice from Nigeria, custom officials have all the rice. Remember I called out Hamid Ali during the pandemic that he should release all the rice? It was my calling out that made them start releasing rice for the pandemic. Unfortunately, most of the rice was already bad and expired. And then somebody called me from Nigerian Customs saying that Hamid Ali wants to see me. I don't see any government officials. That's just a way for you to arrest me. I don't live in Nigeria anymore. I've left for 2 years now. And it's 2 years. Yeah, January of 2023 is literally next month. Free Fisayo now. Nigerian Army, free Fisayo now. And I've been telling many of you that the Nigerian Army are acting like terrorists all day long. Many of the Army are terrorists. They're in there terrorizing Nigerians. You swore to an oath to protect Nigerians and to serve Nigerians, to protect the homeland. You're the ones with the weapons. DSS protects the Homeland Defense Department, but you're the ones with the weapons that's supposed to protect if the enemy is coming. But you are the enemy, Nigerian Army. My grandfather, Chief Samuel Akiyemi, was Nigeria's first Deputy Inspector General of Police, Deputy IGP that Queen Elizabeth picked to work near IGP Finlay, a white man from UK. Yeah, Samuel Akiyemi is my grandfather. That's my mother's father. So I'm a member of the police force family. And the way everything is done now, Dr. Egbetokun, it's disgraceful with the police and the army. The police and the army are responsible for killing Nigerians. They've been doing it for a long time. T.Y. Danjuma said it. A former chief of army staff and a former defense, chief of defense staff. We're not going back. My maternal grandfather, like I said, was the first Deputy Inspector General of Police that was a Nigerian. All of them were Oyinbos in those days. And today, it's always police brutality. He retired in 1951 and he went into politics, Western Region, House of Assembly. My paternal grandfather, Horatio Olunloyo, who died at 42 years old, was also in charge of the Nigerian Army Band. When he was 10 years old, he was the one that played that piano at assembly on the first day of school when the organist was sick. A 10-year-old brand new student went straight to the piano and played. That's where we all got this music thing from. My son is a music artist. My other son is a music producer. My nephew is a music artist. And I have been a music journalist and music publicist for a long time. Why am I saying all these things? My grandfather was in charge of the Nigerian Army Band. I am part of Nigerian Army family at the end of the day. Today's Nigerian Army is just interested in killing Nigerians. I will repeat it. If anything happens to Fisayo Shoyombo, all hell will break loose. I can guarantee that. Social media is bigger than the army. I hope you know that. Nigerian Army. Olufemi Oluyede, social media is bigger than the Nigerian Army. You've killed Biafrans. You've killed them by the numbers. You're trying to eliminate more of them. No one's going to accept this. Release Fisayo. Free Fisayo now. And for all of you Nigerians that have inundated the whole hashtag, okay, stop lending your voice to things you never supported. Every single activist, influencer, free Fisayo. Now, what do you know? You wouldn't support these journalists when they're doing the hard work. Then when they're arrested, free, you want to be part of the hashtag. Stop it. All this fake shit. Support independent journalists. They do the work in Nigeria. Thanks for watching.